I'm Eileen Wurst.
And I'm Genevieve Bargello.
And this is CFB News. The Misty Brook Cove Kingdom retirement community is excited to announce next year's biggest big bad boy that they will be fighting against in their quest to overcome the villainry of this villain. The villain in question? The Puzzly Bear. A fearsome, ferocious bear who is afraid of puzzles. The citizens at the retirement community will have to solve multiple riddles, crosswords, Sudoku, and maybe even anagrams. Donations are currently open for number 2 pencils. Mechanical pencils, we have been told, are a little frightening to the community. And on site right now, Genevieve Bargello.
Hi, everyone. I'm here at the kind of beauty parlor of the retirement center, the place where residents can come in and get a little makeover as well as some important skincare functions. I'm here just to report a little bit more about the Puzzly Bear. So it turns out the Puzzly Bear, this season's big bad, actually wants to get an amulet that was perhaps stolen from him years ago. Maybe the Puzzly Bear and the residents of the retirement community can find a truce, or maybe they will get rid of this threat forever. I'm over here, as you can see, in a nice little pirate outfit as provided to me by the staff at Pirate Peg Leg Pete's PT Physical Therapy location. This has been CFB News.
CFB
ARG.
News. What is that sound? It's the sound of an airplane, don't you know?
Famously.
I sure do. Famously. Look, the Wright brothers in 1903 set sail in the skies known as flying, and thus began airports. And, you know, we've been on a roll. We talked about Clatfartburg public transportation a couple episodes ago.
Whoa!
Scottish! And now we're going to be talking about the Clatfartburg Faxville Airport.
Yes.
So Clatfartburg and Faxville do share an airport. As you can imagine, tensions run a little high when trying to run it. So we're going to give the lay of the land. I think it'd be fun to talk about some food options as well.
Of course.
Every airport has their weird quirks and things they like to show off as well. And you're like, why is this in an airport? So we're going to get our grubby little hands all in there. I'm Elaine.
I'm Felicia.
And this is Now Entering Clatfartburg, a world-building podcast where we expand upon the fictional town of Clatfartburg. So, let us spread our wings and dive on in.
Soar.
Soar to the skies. Let gravity say no. But not too much of a no, because otherwise you're out in space. And we don't want that. Fuck space.
Just enough of a no.
Okay, so to begin with, size of this airport. I think it's a quaint, medium-sized airport. It's not overwhelming, but this is a tourist destination.
For our reference, I'm actually thinking Charleston Airport.
Perfect. That's great.
Because that's my two main airport. My main airport experiences are either giant airports or Charleston, because I flew there once. So I'm used to like Philly, which is like a fucking warehouse of a airport.
Yeah, Philly is a lot.
Going to an airport that doesn't feel like that always feels crazy to me.
Yeah, I've been to many an airport. The airport I hate the most is Newark Airport, followed by Charlotte Douglas Airport.
Wow.
Charlotte Airport. Look, Newark, I can avoid. Charlotte, I kind of can't avoid. If you're going somewhere in the Southeast, there's a decent chance you're going to go through Charlotte. I fucking hate Charlotte. They have horrible traffic. One time I went there and I didn't have enough water, and I got off the plane and the water main broke, and so there was no food, there was no water, and the toilets were overflowing. And I had to sit there for 4 hours until my next flight, listening to this woman across from me who was flying from Alaska, but she was on like the wait list, and she was just telling me how her life sucked. And I was like, I'm already dying over here and I don't need this. Yeah. And like the air was not working, so it was just people are like sitting on the ground. It looked like the end of times. I say this because I think it would be funny if there was one terminal that was just like run down. Because in some airports I've been to, LaGuardia, Newark, there's just some seats that have tears in them, and you're like, did someone take a knife to this and make it horrible? So we can circle back on that one later, but I really would be enamored by like the evil terminal.
Yeah.
That's just too much. But that's perfect. So Charleston has like Terminal A and Terminal B. So we're looking at maybe a 2 to 3 terminal airport.
Yeah.
You can easily walk. If your gate changes, you're not having to sprint like you would in Charlotte Douglas Airport. And I think
I think there's windows so you can see the sun. I'm gonna give it that one.
Oh, because big, beautiful windows.
That's my beef with Philadelphia Airport.
You're just trapped and seeing nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. We want beautiful windows, but the birds aren't dying in them. Birds are not flying into them. They have those occasional dots. So it's
I would say this is not in Clatfartburg. This is like, I would say, in between. Or maybe I think this is closer to Faxville than it is to Clatfartburg.
That's what I was thinking. I think this is like 30 to 40 minutes away.
Yeah, it's not close, but it is like, I think, like the little code the airport has, it's not going to be CFB, it's going to be FXV,
Yeah. So,
and CFB does not love that,
No. I'm wondering, too, if Faxville had this airport in Clatfartburg as they became more established. Because I guess this would have to be lore we'd have to set. Has Faxville and Clatfartburg been around for the same amount of time? Or did one have a bigger boom before the other did?
This is stuff we haven't considered.
I feel like,
So, I would think Faxville has been more stable, but I think it is technically newer.
Yeah, I mean, they do have the Tanger outlets and the commercial
chains. Yes, the Clatfartburg
so...
downtown is certainly older than Faxville, if that makes sense.
Yes, yeah.
Like, how do I describe this difference without talking about real locations in my life that I visit and would dox me?
Faxville is like if they have a better economy going on, maybe.
I would
a little
say
bit, you know what I mean? Like, there's more.
I would say Faxville is more like most American towns. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
But like most American towns that don't have a like Faxville does not have a historic section, is what I would say.
Yeah, their downtown might have like a couple of small skyscrapers, but they might have a couple of those downtown. It's not like crazy, but
which
it's
like Clatfartburg
like...
has a build height limit for sure. Like, there's no way. Actually, I don't think we've ever established that there's no way Clatfartburg doesn't have like a Charleston style. Don't go above the church.
Don't go above the crispy statue.
Yeah,
nothing can be taller than the crispy statue.
Have you ever considered that like the city hall has a crispy statue on top of it?
Oh, that's great.
That's really good. The big stick is as high as buildings could go, and that was like 8 stories. You know what I mean? So Clatfartburg is never too tall. But yeah, I think Faxville is larger, but not too big. You know what I mean?
And I imagine they're a big bank city if they have a bunch of auditors.
I would imagine too. Yeah, and that would make sense. And it is interesting because like Faxville, the name is so apocryphal,
Yes. Ooh, nice word.
Because like, what is the origin of fax machine? Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Name etymology.
Tell me the Latin.
The word fax is short for facsimile. That's quite interesting.
Ooh.
Facsimileville.
Well, that's the name of the founder. Fiona Facsimile.
Of course. Fiona Facsimile.
And she was able to first purchase the main property in Faxville because somebody else owned it, and she was going and auditing their papers, and there was a little loophole where it was actually never properly bought. And
apparently
so she was able to legally go in there and get it.
A mostly obsolete term for head hair.
That's crazy. Let's bring it back, guys. Look, fax machines are kind of dead. We can bring back fax for a different reason. Faxville is actually all about hair. It's banking and hair. They have a wig. They have the wig department, like a little wig warehouse or something. I don't know, a little wig factory, but like not bad.
Yeah, not in a bad way.
Whatever the ethical way is to do it.
Whatever the ethical way to make wigs are, it's that. We don't know.
The Faxville banks, I'm not going to say there's ethical shit going on there. Look, Faxville's our villain of the story.
Has shocking white-collar crime statistics.
Truly. They truly do.
A town of embezzlers,
Yeah, I mean, the hockey team got in trouble for a bit. They were, like, suspended for a bit because it turns out that funds that were supposed to be going into, like, the charity hockey game were actually just bouncing right back into the Faxville credit union.
Uh-huh.
So...
Maybe not the credit union, because I like credit unions.
Oh, we do like credit unions. I like that we're like, no, but we like the credit unions.
But not the credit union. Another bank that would do that.
Yeah. Yes. The Bank of... USA. Oh. Wales. Close go.
What are you talking about?
Wells Fargo.
Oh, okay.
Make it Wales.
I got lost, okay?
That was so clear. I don't know how you didn't follow me on that little gameplay. Anyway, so Faxville is pretty established, so it makes sense that they would have this airport, but Clatfartburg becomes big enough of a tourist destination. It makes sense at some point, and maybe an embezzlement thing with the airport goes wrong and they need the additional funding, so Clatfartburg will help pay for some of this now.
Yes.
I think that's why Clatfartburg gets in.
Probably has more money than Faxville does.
Yes.
Because I do think Clatfartburg probably charges higher property taxes. Let's be real.
Yeah, I see that.
But they have bike lanes, and it's like a good place to live, and they're spending the money well. Most of the time, they're spending it well. And also the people who move there, they want the stupid shit they're spending it on. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
like they're like, yes, do spend $100,000 to build a crispy animatronic. We want that. You know.
Exactly. I mean, they passed it.
But also, the reason why the town has money is because of the tourism. So it's like, this is a prudent, anyway, we're getting deep into politics of the town in a way that, like, we should have a 5-minute timer on, like, city ordinance chat. Like, I'm only allowed to go for 2 minutes. Like,
the passion is in your eyes. I see it. It's
my local government classes I took in college coming back out.
And it makes me happy.
My memory hold political science degree that I almost have.
It's like your inner demon that must be fed, occasionally. So really, this is how we
like. So actually, here's the structure of the city council, and it's like, girls, this is not
the way that
fun.
the sewage system should actually work. That would be best. Like, okay, so I like this dynamic because Faxville used to have all the power here, and now Clatfartburg is trying to get into this airport to add that Clatfartburg flair, and I feel like we're going to have
special magic.
That special magic versus, how Faxville has set this up, and, like, there's big wars about what stays, and I imagine there's a lot of clashing that we will see.
Right, and it's, like, very in tune with, because there's the train runs to the airport. And this is very much like the whole thing with the train was that the train arrives and Clatfartburg wasn't allowed to do anything to the train. So they have like blasting speakers as the train rolls in to make it like seem like something's happening. Do you know what I mean? And they probably have like fucking cardboard cutouts that the train passes by. So it's like, whoa, we're entering somewhere crazy. They pass by a model city and it's like, what the fuck?
I like the idea that it's the Faxville Clatfartburg airport, but on the train they put Clatfartburg first.
Of course,
even though it's not, and again, like you said, it would like CFB is not in the name whatsoever, in the like shortened version. But they're like, yeah, CFB Airport, which currently is written of XV. It's fine. Blah 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 blah. I love this. Okay, so I have a couple area ideas. So you let me know where you want to start. I think gift shops within an airport are important because I'm very curious what Faxville gift shop would look like.
That is so true.
We have gift shops. We have the food court.
Uh-huh.
We have terminal design, and then also mini museum / things we showcase off from the area because airports can get really silly and weird with that stuff. And I think we have ample opportunity for both these towns to have added their own little pizzazz.
We also can discuss, I wrote some things down, we can discuss the lounges, because there's always a lounge.
Oh, yes.
Which, granted, have I ever seen an airport lounge? No.
I've only seen them from far away.
I'm not part of the 1%, okay?
No, I have a credit card that'll let me have access to a lounge, but that credit card's lounge is in, like, 2 airports that I will never be in.
Right, exactly. So it's like, what, and then I'm like, okay, I'm just sitting in a chair somewhere else, Then there's security. Obviously, the security protocols would be the same, but maybe they do something fun.
Maybe there's a little silly. A little silly.
Something a little silly. And then there's also luggage return.
Oh, yeah.
And that, I don't know what that would be, but I do think we need to touch on luggage return.
No, I think that's totally fair.
Because luggage return feels like it should be so fun. But you're tired.
It should be. Well, let's start there. Let's start at luggage return.
I just, like, there's little moving things, and that's always exciting.
I mean, it's like a carousel. So, like, part of me is thinking, like, what if they have, like, a little carousel, but it's, like, each little bag gets its own seat in the end, and then maybe you have to hop on the carousel, and then, like, you have to sit with your...
This is what happened. Faxville's luggage return was going out of repair, okay? It was bad. They needed to update it, and Clatfartburg was like, we will give you the funds. Because Clatfartburg is all about, like, public beautification and public joy. Like, they're like, in our head, it's a very, Oh, God. I was about to make a really specific reference. What president was that?
Whoa.
Like President Lyndon B. Johnson's wife, who was really into the highway beautification projects,
Lady
I
Birdie,
believe.
whatever.
Yes, Lady Birdie.
Lady Bird.
Very into that, you know. They're like that, but in a good way and not in a bad way. Because I feel like there was probably some bad underbelly to that, like there was about almost every American politics.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? Just like public beautification type thing.
Yeah.
I went down a political hole. I'm depressed. Okay.
We're back on the luggage.
We're back on the luggage.
Clatfartburg comes in, they say, oh, we'll pay for it, but we're going to design it ourselves.
We're going to design it ourselves, yes. And what that design is they said, well, it's a luggage carousel. Let's make that real, baby. And
oh, yeah.
And there was a lot of fight because they wanted to put a crispy luggage carousel compartment.
Of course.
And Faxville fought back on that a little bit.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, if you're going to have crispy, we want to have the pencil. And they were like, the pencil doesn't fit. We're doing animals on this carousel.
Okay, hear me out. I've been thinking about this too. This will all make sense. If this is, it's important for us to lay down Faxville lore, just in general. I imagine they've got the pencil. I'm wondering if that's more like sportsy, and if they're like OG, I just imagine is like an old-fashioned hen, or it's like some dumb bird, you know, a quail, a peafowl,
the Faxville peafowl. That makes sense because it's, if you split that up, that's pea and fowl.
Yeah, which fits our pee Clatfartburg.
Yeah.
theme. So there we go.
I fully forget that the word fart is in the middle of Clatfartburg at this point.
Same.
And then I see other people react to it and they go, what is your podcast called? Because they think that can't be what I heard her say.
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't hit me until someone asks me the podcast and I give the name, and then it's like I'm halfway through saying Clatfartburg and then I have to do a pregnant pause, and then we're all just like, we don't know each other well enough at this point. These are like newbies. I'm like,
yeah. The fart is the least relevant part of the name.
Yeah, honestly, it's the clat.
The clat is where it's at.
The clat is where it's at.
There's definitely shirts with that on it in the gift shop.
Oh.
I've never thought of the clat as where it's at.
Oh. I got chills. I feel like there's so many new things.
I know. We're scattered, but we're just like throwing spaghetti at the wall and it's all sticking.
Okay, the clat is okay.
No, so yeah. the Faxville peafowl is, I definitely think, this old ass like mascot they had in like 1925 or something.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And the problem with this is they do not actually, no one gives a shit about this peafowl. Like, there is not the public goodwill, but because of the whole crispy thing, they're like, well, if you want to put crispy hair, then you need to put in the peafowl.
Yeah, like, yes, it's just a retaliation.
For every crispy, we need one peafowl, please.
And it's hard because they definitely like push Reba. Was that her name?
Reba the Red Auditor Pencil.
Reba the Red Auditor Pencil. She's definitely around as well. But like Crispy, they have all these old fashioned stuff too. And they're like, well, we don't have an old Reba the Red Pencil, whatever. So yeah, having the peafowl.
Yeah, Reba is there to compete with the Screech and Whistle Pigs. Because for some reason, hockey is the only sport that matters in these towns.
Exactly. You guys just wait until we hit the softball league.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Okay, so the luggage carousel is literally a carousel. And sometimes there's traffic jams. I would like to hopefully think that it functions properly. And then it's like bag really got lost. You're just alone circling the carousel. Like...
Yeah, I think it's like really long. You know how carousels are normally circled? This isn't a circle. It's like an oval. It's really
it's like a whole track, and then like you have to. So if you like miss the bat, well, I guess they would try.
You could walk around. Okay, are you thinking people are riding on the carousel? Because I was not picturing that. I was thinking the luggages have seats on the carousel, and the luggages are deposited onto seats of the carousel.
Yeah, and that's what I first thought as well, which makes more sense. Yeah. I love this awful idea, too, that maybe it was like a prototype, and then they abandoned it in the other terminal.
I know what you're going to say, and I know it's going to be shit.
The people are sitting on the carousel as well, and the bag, they're going opposite directions. But we're the same thing. And then you have to try to grab your bag. But it's really long. So it's a real bummer if you like miss your bag. So you have to just keep going on the carousel. And it's a little dangerous. So they tried that out at first, and it didn't work. So they took that second track, and that carousel is now somewhere else in the Clatfartburg, TBD. But yeah, so yeah, the bags pop in, boom. Let's move on to security. Because I want that scanning machine where you raise your hands in the air and they scan you. I want that to be an animatronic that giggles every time you put your hands up. Or it's a DJ and it goes, put your hands in the air. And you put it up and it plays some like 2010s club song. Maybe that's two of them.
The second one.
Yes.
I love the second one. The animatronic I think would scare me. The DJ, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Because like imagine you go to an airport. It is 4 a.m. You walk in the airport. You wait 10 minutes at security. You've removed your shoes. You're vulnerable. Your feet are on the floor. You're cold. You walk in and the scanny thing giggles while it scans you. I'd lose sleep.
I would be like, oh, I don't like my arms up. I don't like my arms up.
I'd become a different person. Yeah. I'd be checking my pit stains. I'd pause myself on dating apps. Like I would
you
not
turn,
cope
the agent's
well.
like, oh, come through. You turn, it's a clown.
Yeah, this is my hell. This is a nightmare
That's a
I'm
hell.
having.
Yeah.
So it's not that. There is a DJ that goes, put your hands in the air when you're in the security booth.
And they have a lot of fun. Yeah. Sometimes like
Clatfartburg, we're trying to bring joy to the security screening process.
Yeah. I feel like Faxville, they don't super hate it.
I was like, Clatfartburg read Marie Kondo and got the wrong message.
They were like, this sparks joy. Let's add more things that spark joy. We don't ever throw anything out. Look, Clatfartburg, if we know anything about them, they love to recycle and reuse. Okay? They are the repurposed queens of this world. Great. Well, the DJ, and I'm sure that cost a really extreme amount of money.
And the tax owners were so happy about it. The taxpayers were like, fuck yeah, man.
They're like, I'm flying to Minnesota just so I can go through the machine.
We've all come to come check out the machine we need to see.
The worst school field trip ever is to go to the airport and you get to go
after
do that.
The new
and
things,
Yeah, and you're like, woo. That makes me very happy. I think if you have too many liquids, they just go shots, like start drinking it a lot. Not like shooting people.
Yeah. Well, that'd be fun if you have a shampoo bottle.
That'd be fun. Drink it.
Do you think they have a little receptacle that you pour it in and it's like one of those trash cans that talks to you and is like, yummy, thanks?
Oh, yep. Yeah, and that fills the quota of the animatronic that would giggle. Now it's just
and I'm more okay with that,
Yeah, I would still hate it.
I would hate it, but
I'm not inside of it.
And it's not required.
Yes.
It's not like, is this a fetish thing for the animatronic? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. A little less creepy. Well, then perfect. And then I think there's just cute dogs around, the security dogs. They're cute. You can feed them.
Fun.
We love it. Okay. You've gone through security and you're walking into the terminal. And you're going, you know what? I think I want to go look at the gift shop. I want to go peruse the gift shop. So, do we think it's two gift shops, or is it one that's just like crazy? Like one shelf is one thing, and they're just trying to outdo each other throughout.
Oh
the
yeah,
entire
definitely
store.
That's funnier.
It's a horrible clash of blue and red and whatever subsidiary colors. Okay, so we know the Clat's where it's at is one thing. We have a lot of classic Clatfartburg merch, so to speak.
Yes, and Naster stickers.
Mm-hmm. Nancy Pankin napkins, obviously. There, maybe Herb's got some merch in there. The boat moves too damn fast.
His
might
CDs.
Be a little. Oh, his CDs. We got silly postcards. You can get little crispy plushies. All the good stuff.
Get lots of cool tote bags that have like maps on them.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maps and like, those like illustrated maps that are like, here's a church and here's a building and here. That joke
There's
died.
one of those like self-published ghost books that has a horrible cover, and they're like the ghosts of Clatfartburg, written by none other than, of course, Barnacle Crispin.
I think Herbert Barge published one of those too, though.
Oh yeah, actually, and that lines up with him.
I don't know if it's ghost books, but he has like self-published history books.
Yes, yeah. Maybe he in his little like publishing house, so to speak, Barnacle Crispin, and that's when their friendship died. I don't know if they were ever friends, but they don't like each other. I don't imagine.
Know. I don't know what their status is.
It's hard to say. Now Faxville.
Yes.
Faxville. Lots of pens. I think there's a calendar of their Faxville is famous for their Excel templates.
Yes.
They're well known.
The world's largest exporter of Excel templates.
It's They took that Friends scene with the couch that yells pivot, but they've like interposed a pivot table on it. So like they're holding a pivot table, all these fun little other things that are involved in Excel that I clearly know so much about. Some ifs equations. Oh,
a nice little power query. Some power query merchandise,
Yes.
Some count A, some X lookup, Some of these classic phrases.
There's a little mug that says "Sheets crazy" instead of "Shit's crazy." Sheets crazy.
I do literally have a mug currently on my desk that says I'm silently creating a spreadsheet for this, which I do think I have. So, and this is what I'm saying. Like, there's a horrible part of me that feels like Faxville is like my dark side. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, they're foils of each other in a way.
Is the life I want to live all the time. Faxville is my reality. No, that's so sad. But Faxville is a part of my life, and they can't exist without the other.
Exactly. I want there to be memorabilia. What do you call them? Fancy coins. Coins that are just Faxville. They have little like Faxville. Like the classic P file. They have like their other famous buildings. They have like the safest playground in the world.
What about a coin press?
They've got a coin press. Yes, they do. And it's really fun and good, I will say.
Yeah, that's a good one. That was a good one, Faxville. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. There's always like jewelry that has no business.
Yes.
Like tacky
There's
jewelry.
always weirdly expensive things where it's like jewelry or like like something that's like an art piece, like a tabletop art piece that you're like, that's $400.
Yeah. Oh, what do you call it when you buy something that's like in an airport, but you couldn't like carry it on with you, but you're allowed to now buy it? Oh, what do they call that? Fuck, I forget the name for it. Oh my god, this is airport buying things term. I don't know if that's even duty-free shopping. First, a custom taxes you would normally pay when bringing goods into a country. You don't have to do it. It's duty-free. That's how you get your 10-pound Toblerone bar. We can move to that section. It's the fancy rich section of like, there's a perfume store. Faxville is known for their designer bag. They have a company that's from Faxville that designs like really good lunch boxes.
I feel like though, for there to be duty free, not to say that, does this airport support international flights? I guess it could,
It could.
Rare.
It could.
Rare.
But
it could.
Maybe, you know what? Sometimes airports can randomly have one connection to a foreign country for some reason. So we could choose a random one, and it doesn't have to make sense because, again, we don't know where Clatfartburg is located, so this doesn't mean it's necessarily the closest country. They're just like, sure. What if they're like, it's duty-free to Alaska, and everyone's like, so Alaska.
My brain is telling me Italy, and I have no reason for why.
Well, I love this. Italy. Done.
That's it. I have no reason.
It's Italy.
I think Italy just has a level of camp as a country to me in my head. No offense to Italy.
I think it's fair. I think it's fair. And if one of our 5 European listeners has feelings about it, email us and we'll, tell you why we're right and you're wrong. This is actually perfect because I did just want to make a quick shout out that Hibachi does have a little location in the airport.
Ooh, is that its only surviving location? Because it's closed at the mall.
I think it makes sense if it shifted into the airport.
Hibachi for the man on the go. To the skies.
So yeah, that's the only hibachi. So some people, I wonder what this sounds like a tourist attraction. So you can just buy a ticket to go there, but some people are like, I am just gonna do a baby flight. Like we have to go to the hibachi. Like you,
we
when
have
you
to go to the
airport,
last living hibachi.
You gotta go. Yeah. Anyway, so they have they have the weird fancy shopping as well. It's
right.
Like next to the gift shop.
You were saying there's like a bag situation, a designer
There's a bag situation. I was trying to think of like a dumb name for it, but like juicy is always horrifying.
No.
Sizzling something.
The only word I have in my head is Gwambi.
Well, that's what is
I don't know what
is
that
is. Guacamole if Gumby made it? Gwambi.
It's nothing.
Well, now it is.
Now
Gwambi.
Gwambi bags.
Gwambi bags. They're like $300.
Yeah.
But they're pretty sturdy. They're ugly, but that's why everyone wants them. They're functional because it's Faxville.
It's Faxville.
It's functional.
It is really, truly, Clatfartburg is form over function, and Faxville is function over form.
Yes.
And that's really the battle between these two.
Yes. Oh, that's good.
Lounge.
Okay, let's go to the lounge. Let's go to the lounge. I think they're... No. So sometimes they do have, like, beds you can hop in. I think sometimes you can, like, I guess that's more hotel, but I do think you can have nap areas. And I don't know why I was like, there should be a waterbed. That's a crazy choice. But I think there should be one waterbed.
Sleeper pods?
Waterbed sleeper pods. Like you're on the lake.
Yeah. Experience the aquatic joys of Clatfartburg with real Clatfartburg lake water in the waterbeds.
Oh, God. Shipped locally.
Locally sourced water.
It smells really bad.
Yeah.
But it's just really like...
And they painted the inside of each of the pods like it's like the lake scenery.
Yes.
Or like just print it with a photo of it.
They put seagulls in there and like shells. Really pushing that coastal town thing again.
You can also push a button and it'll pump in lake noises to you.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, another button? Herbert's tour.
Yeah.
You start getting a little thing, whatever. I like that. And then... maybe a Faxville edition, because I feel like this is a blended lounge. I think Faxville has a really great like work setup. Mm-hmm. You can like every desk has 3 monitors. One of them is vertical. Don't worry. You have ergonomic like mouse pads, and like, they just have something really nice. What else happens in lounges? I think it'd be fun if there was drinks of some sort, cozy drinks, boozy drinks. It's very a lounge. Fun. This could be whatever we want. Slippers? I don't know.
As one does?
Yeah. But you have to give them back.
Yeah.
So you're using used slippers.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate.
Yeah. So, yeah. Only look, there's always the freaks at airports who just don't seem to care about germs or hygiene or anything. And they're loving these slippers and they don't care. And they're taking their socks off to get those little piggies home, so.
None of that, please.
What dreams do you have? If you're in an airport, you're in Philly. You're
in an airport lounge. What do I need?
God.
I want good streaming service selection.
Oh, yes.
What if, okay, this is crazy. What if there's like TV watching areas, but Fartburg themed it so that the type of films available for each little area is only like they're like little like office cubicles and they're all themed to a genre and you can't watch movies from other genres if you're not in that cubicle.
God.
So you're in like the period piece one.
Yeah.
Or you're stuck and you're like, fuck, there's only one open. Guess I'm watching sci-fi today, Or like, fuck, it's horror. Guess I'm watching a horror movie.
The horror chamber.
Yeah.
It's
like, what is this one? Gothic Castle, and you have like 6 options of movies from like an intern who was really into like Gothic Castle.
The Ring 1, The Ring 2, The Ring 3, Halloween 1, Halloween 2, Halloween 3.
No, that's a horror movie. I'm thinking like Nosferatu, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Like,
that was for the horror pod.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. But you have like 5 options in the one, you know? And then maybe there's one that like they got like a deal with a new movie that was coming out that was themed specifically for that movie only.
Oh, yeah, the rotating advertisement.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect. Yeah, and then that really speaks to Clatfartburg really wanting to have something themed, but to the point that it's really
a little
inconvenient.
detrimental. Yeah.
It's a little, some people like variety.
Allowing you to experience something outside of what you might have originally picked, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And I think the carpet's really plush, so when you walk, it doesn't hurt the joints. I think it's a nice...
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, because, like, what are you doing at an airport? You're walking.
Yeah.
And then you're sitting, but then you're walking, and you're carrying things.
Yeah.
Like,
I
what
walk,
are
like,
you,
the whole airport every time I'm there.
God, it's like you're getting your steps in.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Snack station for sure. Gum, because you might pop your ears and stuff.
Of
course. And then maybe like Xanax, but not Xanax. Chamomile tea. I was like, things that calm us down. Not that. Not
non-medical
that one.
Xanax.
You can find that in the Decrepit Terminal. But this lounge sounds bougie. And I don't think it can be free because otherwise everybody would be in it. But I want it to be more accessible than...
Yes.
Maybe there's like a perks card. If you go to like, you know, you can like get discounts on drinks and stuff. Yeah. Like if you're traveling constantly, you're like, okay, it's part of my perks membership annually I pay for, or you can pay one time to hop in there maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's how they fund the carousel.
Exactly. I love the lounge.
I like it too. I would go.
Moving sidewalks, yeah or nay?
Okay. I think the place isn't really big enough to justify it, but yes, they have one.
I love it. I love it. I used to hate them personally.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of into them.
Have you ever been to the Florida airport that has like the tram?
I haven't.
Oh, yeah, because you've only driven down because you live in the South.
I've only driven. Yeah.
Yeah, there's when you land at the Florida airport, Orlando airport, you get off, at least the terminal I always land at, and then you have to take like a tram to the main area. It's wild. We're not big enough for that, but I just wanted to mention it. Airports are wild.
There's so many transportations within the transportation.
Truly. But yeah, moving sidewalk, definitely not large enough to justify moving sidewalk, but they do have one.
A lot of people are just causing mayhem in it, running around. Now, little mini museum / things we feature throughout the hallways. I imagine there's some ugly statues. It's so ugly. You look at it and you go, I'm so bored. The last little bit of thing has been drained from me. Like maybe it's like a statue that's only hands, or it's like something that's so cheesy that like you're just like really like someone holding hands while they're like pouring water onto a plant.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Like, okay.
Which I imagine's the Faxville iteration. They have the first cash register used in Faxville is on display. It was used at Gwambi's store.
Gwambi being old is funny to me.
Gwambi.
Because it feels so 2019.
Yeah, you can't imagine somebody in whenever this was founded going, Gwambi.
Pardon, madam, do you have that Gwambi bag?
Like Winifred Blanche could have been walking around with a Gwambi bag with a little otter in it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And people don't talk about that part of history.
Winifred Blanche pictured here with her famous Gwambi.
Yeah. She got a custom designed Gwambi. God. She was like, the otters were shedding. I gathered up the hair. They made the handle out of it.
Braided otter hair handle ethically.
It's fun. And that's
Collected
buried
from
somewhere. Look, they've ripped that out of the history books. This is what's the problem with
They wrote her Gwambi out of the history books.
They wrote her Gwambi out of the history books, but Faxville is ready to throw that out if you ever need it.
So maybe they spent an effort and actually recovered Winifred Blanche's Gwambi and have it on display there. Because that's a really nice merging between the two towns, you know?
Yes. Oh, I like that. Except it pisses off Clatfartburg, but Faxville is like, I mean, logically, this makes sense, you know?
And it's like, really, there's nothing wrong with the bag. It's just Clatfartburg's like, we don't like our icon being seen as going to a big brand. But Guambi wasn't a big brand back in the day. You know what I mean?
But now, Guambi, I mean, Tanger Outlets,
they've got a location.
They have an outlet, the Guambi outlet. That's how big it is. They have the main Guambi store and then Guambi outlet.
Right. And it's more on the grounds that they're like, whoa, she wouldn't support Guambi today.
It was a different time.
It was a different time back then.
Okay, it was a different
meant something different back then. It didn't mean corporate sellout. It didn't mean she had a custom-made Guambi.
She was a single woman raising those otters.
Raising a family of 24 otters. How dare she get something of her own, you say? How dare she? But we don't want it on display.
She didn't have Capri Suns back then. She couldn't make her own bag out of them.
She didn't have options like we do today.
That's the utility bag of Clatfartburg is Capri Sun.
That makes so much sense.
And this is why the whole cheese wheel market fiasco happened with C. Nacer, is because Clatfartburg historically has had horrible bags. Things just don't stay where they should. They have their reusable bags, but they're
we
like...
established this. It was actually a barrel. No, the cheese wheel was separate. That's right. Sorry, I forgot. I've been trying to listen to old episodes so I can take notes about what happened, because I don't know what's going on anymore. And I fear we will lose the plot if I don't.
Yeah. Well,
so I just have a little bit left to catch up on. It's some of that bonus content. So you can cut all this out. But anyway, I forgot. There's a separate incident with a barrel in a marketplace that rocks down a bunch of tuna cans and things like that.
The tuna cans. So museum stuff. So yeah, we got the Guambi bag from Winifred Blanche. What else are you thinking? Anything tickling your fancy in this section? And it can even be things just they're highlighting. Things behind glass that it's like, okay.
Ooh, wait, okay. What if they installed an insane water feature? That, you know how most airports have an atrium?
Yeah.
That's like the main area that you walk in, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm picturing in the middle of that atrium, kind of the terminal split off to two either sides. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. In the middle of that, you have kind of a pseudo walkway. On either side of that, it's a big open room. There's like two pillars, and it is one is crispy, okay, giant, big, like 10 feet tall. The other one is the peafowl, and they do that fountain thing where they like spit water across at each other.
I love that,
and it kind of makes an archway. You know,
that's gorgeous.
They kind of shoot some water out. It lands on the other one. It's fun.
There are some people, the annoying kind of people who protest shit, and they're like, it's inappropriate for these animals to be spitting in each other's mouths like they're in love, okay? Crispy is not in love with the peafowl. Or maybe it's the peafowl. Priscilla Peafowl would have nothing with her fish. She would eat them.
And Crispy can't survive in the air.
Crispy can't. Look, you can teach a fish to walk, but climbing a tree and spitting water out, he needs to drink the water to breathe. That's how fish do.
Idiot.
Yeah, fucking gotcha. Children are trying to climb this thing all the time also.
Oh, yeah. That's a big problem.
It's a big hazard. No one's, like, hurt, but it's like, children, please stop. But you can't stop the rascals. It's very cute. I imagine it's very shimmery, too. Like, really gorgeous stones and stuff.
Yeah.
I really like this. And then maybe instead of throwing pennies, you throw, like, pencils to make a wish.
And then those tiny clean pencils off those you get pencils at furniture stores.
Yes. I was thinking it'd be fun if they had someone's footprint they've plastered and it's set behind glass. I don't know whose footprint. You know what? They're going to be like the mystery man's footprint. This is...
Sorry, I just got so distracted in like depressing childhood whimsy where I was like, remember back in the day where throwing a little penny into a fountain was the most exciting thing in the world? And I had like this moment of like childhood like remembrance. And then I came back and you were like, the mystery man's footprint! It's behind glass!
Life just saying, this is, okay, that was perfume. I shouldn't have done that. I tried to do my fake smoky thing that's mostly a bit so I can play with Felicia. You guys never hear it unless you hear me weirdly inhale around a marker, and I didn't have anything by me but the tiny, like, perfume sample, and I went on the other end, so I thought it'd be fine, but still, it's too close. Gucci almost got me.
That's why you gotta get that Guambi perfume. It would never do that to you.
It wouldn't. Guambi perfume smells scentless.
Scentless Guambi perfume.
It's just a nice spray. It's a nice spray feeling.
It's a mist bottle.
It's a mist bottle.
Guambi
$50
perfume. Yeah. Premium.
It's from when the airport was being built and someone was barefoot and stepped in the concrete and no one knows who it was or what it is, but they've saved the footprint. And maybe there's like a little foot on the floor, and
some of the Clatfartburg people were like, "Now we can make Mystery Man Morton." And Faxville was like, "Shut the fuck up, no."
They're like, it doesn't need to have a lore. There doesn't need to be a backstory. It's just a fun little thing, and it's right there. The Decrepit Terminal. Can we talk about it?
Yes, we can talk about the Decrepit Terminal.
Okay, so in the other terminals, the USB charging stuff works. It actually works. Though, guys, be careful though, because sometimes there's security risks with that stuff. If you directly plug in a USB into a USB outlet at an airport, make sure you use the pluggy thing to then put in your USB. Anyway, as we all know, but in the Decrepit Terminal, they're all there and you try every single one, but only one of them works.
Yeah.
Only one of them works. The lighting flickers. It's half out on one of the sides. It's whatever airline you hate the most. That's what this terminal is.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people don't have to fly out of this, but
most people don't. It's quite
most
rare,
people
I'd
don't.
say.
Yeah.
What if these are the international flights?
Clatfartburg actually has a lot of international flight options. This airport does, but no one wants to do it because they'd rather connect somewhere because it's so horrible. And this works
with Clatfartburg's weird anti-European sentiment.
Oh yes, because Faxville is like, yeah, Italy, we can totally go there, and they're like, yeah, okay.
We don't need to prioritize it.
They're like, hey, wait, can you add any funding here? They're like, no, the carriage carousel. Whoa, the luggage carousel.
Can it be called the Lugacell, though?
The Lugacell. The Lugacell really used up the rest of our funds, so looks like
we did get a hand-painted a ceramics artist to come in for the fourth horse, so we really need that the funds went there. Yeah,
that was like $25,000, so really it's sorry, maybe next time. I think that there's a weird humidity that only congregates in here. And I'm speaking from my experience at Newark. A weird humidity. And you walk in there and you do feel depressed. Your serotonin drops.
Leeches, yeah.
There's lots of humidity, and yet somehow your lips are getting chapped. You're extremely thirsty. It doesn't make sense. The food options, horrendous. What's the worst food you could have in an airport? I don't know why soup came to mind.
Soup's pretty bad. Soup's quite bad.
Maybe this is the chowder, the Clatfartburg chowder is here.
Oh.
And the Faxville famous porridge.
Of course.
Use it with your Guambi spoon, $35. 3 inches long.
Guambi porridge.
Guambi porridge. Oh no. Horrible food options. And then I'm thinking obviously there's a smell. I don't think it's bad. It's just a lot. Like ginkgo trees, it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
And then the seats are horribly uncomfortable.
Of course.
And I think that there's an old painting of a ghost demon that was for some other project that got abandoned. So you just kind of keep turning around and you see it. And it's a little spooky. And then I think someone who works there is allowed to bring their chihuahua. So the chihuahua's just around. This is no hate to chihuahuas. This chihuahua is just evil. And it's not Henry Piss Dog.
It's not.
Actually, it doesn't have to be a chihuahua. We'll make it a Boston Terrier, just to switch up our breeds. There's so many dogs out there.
Yeah.
It is a sassy Boston Terrier, and it will bite your luggage.
And the owner doesn't come with it. It's just you're sitting down. You're one of the 4 people waiting for this flight to Italy, and this fucking Boston Terrier trots out around the corner and starts barking at your luggage.
It's very demonic.
The amount of times you do that now has become so frequent suddenly.
I was like, wow, we're going almost 3 episodes in a row now. This is kind of exciting. And a bonus track.
And bonus
commentary
content.
track.
It's been a lot,
It's
because Noah showed up on our most recent bonus episode we recorded as well.
Yes. So
for fans of that noise, there's lots of it. Because the previous commentary track of The Lighthouse was the time you debuted it for me.
Yes. And then it does come back in the Hunger Games. bonus track episodes. So Clatfartburg.com if you want to check that out. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah. That's I feel puppets, no offense, I feel like puppets could really, if you want puppets, that could happen in the dark terminal.
But I don't think there would be people to staff the puppets in the dark terminal. You know,
maybe is there maybe like
a display?
2 staff members in this entire thing?
Yeah.
Which is why it's awful because, well, I guess there's not a lot of people, so they wouldn't have
but maybe there's like a display case of some puppets, you know?
Yes.
Some like knockoff Punch and Judy shit. You know?
Oh, the worst.
Nightmare.
Wow. Perfect. Okay, and then I feel like the boarding experience is gorgeous.
I think it's perfect. No notes.
Unless
it's you're in that terminal, but
unless you're in the dark terminal, which no one goes to. The other terminals are very pleasant. And parking free.
Whoa.
I said it. Free.
Huge.
Faxville used to charge $20. Clatfartburg said, we're fans of free parking. And also, if you make a bicycle lane from Clatfartburg to the airport, which will be a 2 to 3 hour bike ride. I don't know the math of that. But whatever, a 40-minute drive, but make it on a bicycle now.
Yeah.
They're like, I mean, we could save a lot. And so there's actually a ton of people who bike to the airport, which what do you want to do after you've been on a flight for, let's say, like 10 hours? You're going across the nation.
You want to bike home for 3 hours.
You want to bike home for 3 hours. Like, you want to have your luggage strapped.
But the Clatfartburgians would.
They would. They have the best glutes in the county.
It's impressive.
I'll tell you what. It's really nice. Sorry, just imagine the blacksmith riding a bike, and that felt weird.
That's too much for you?
I was like, does he scooter?
Is he on a Vespa?
Oh, he has to be a motorcycle. Oh, Vespa. I was like a motorcycle.
He wouldn't be on a motorcycle.
He wouldn't, though.
He would be
shunned.
Remember,
in
he is also Glooby.
Yes, he's got a Vespa.
Glooby's on a Vespa.
Glooby's on a Vespa. Oh, Alien Club should 100% have some representation at the airport.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe, oh my God, they're trying to get people interested
on
in
a Vespa
space
with
travel.
his Guambi budget luggage. Sorry. Yes, they are getting people invested in space travel. So maybe they have like a little exhibit somewhere.
Yeah, they could be doing that thing. I saw this at a cathedral in Europe once where you can donate to help like build parts of the cathedral. And when you donate, you get a Lego piece and then you're like building a Lego recreation of the cathedral.
Oh, fun.
So they could be doing that, but like for like whatever craft machine they decide. I guess they're like airplane, whatever all the fucking billionaires are doing for la-di-da to go up into space, quote unquote. Whatever that thing is, you can do that. And they've gotten 4 Lego pieces so far.
Yeah.
Because no one
wants to give them money for that, as they should, because this is like the 1% of Clatfartburg is all an Alien Club. Like, stop it.
Yeah, like it's just not necessary, needed.
Clatfartburg doesn't dislike the Alien Club, but they're not going to give them money.
No, they almost, I mean, it's interesting because I wonder if there's a Faxville chapter. Because there's
feels like there could be.
There could be, but it's much more underground. Like, Alien Club has already got opportunities to be, like, underground in Clatfartburg, but if you're in Faxville, it is your biggest, dirtiest secret.
Yeah.
And I imagine, like, so that's why maybe they help fund with Clatfartburg's chapter, but their name can't be anywhere on it. Like, it's underground to the point that no one knows, except for, like, people within the chapter, that Faxville even has an Alien Club.
It's a
you have to be
situation.
Invited. Yeah. Because you got to think about all the poor freaks out there in Faxville. Where are they going to get their outlet? You know, it's just like all the auditors in Clatfartburg. They're like, "This is crazy. What do I do?" Star-crossed sadness, as they say.
Devastating.
Gosh, was there any aspect of this airport you want to give a final little kiss goodbye to? Don't know why I phrased it like that, but
kids play area. Do we think? Do we think it's depressing, or do we think it's good?
Why was I like fake grass in case they pee? That's dogs. Though I have seen someone at a dog park, they like let their like toddler drop trowel and just start peeing. And I'm like,
that's
look,
crazy.
I know dogs are peeing and your child peeing, but that shouldn't really be different, but it's weird. I don't like it. You're all laughing. I'm like, I don't love it. You're all laughing. And this is like dog park, but it was like at a bar. So there's like, I'm drinking.
Oh, what the fuck?
I've also been sitting drinking beer and had 3 dogs on separate occasions come over and pee on me.
Maybe go to a different place.
Yeah. It's shut down, actually, for illegal activity, so it works out.
Was it a dog park combined with a bar? Was it, like, outdoor?
Yeah, it was. And then it was right by, like, Pluff Mud is, like, this thick...
What the fuck is
swamp mud, and it was right at the base, and so my dog would go down there, come back just caked in this stuff.
This sounds like some Clatfartburg shit, what you're talking about.
The dog bar we'll get to in the future.
Combined bar with evil mud around it? What the fuck are you talking about? Okay. Kids play area.
Yes.
I think it's good. Maybe they have like a chicken coop.
Oh, that's fun.
Because of the peafowl, even though it's not where a peafowl would live, but fuck it.
Yeah. Like the budget ran out at this point. They can't customize everything.
Yeah, it's close enough. And then there's like some beach balls.
Beach balls would be a nightmare. Those things would be flying everywhere and getting in people's faces. I like it. Maybe it's like a horrible tetherball situation where it's like tied to the ground, so kids are trying to throw it in the air, but it doesn't go as high as they think, and it just keeps punching them in the face.
Yeah, probably.
So you just avoid that section. And I think it's one of those things where you like twirl a little thingy and you start spinning. That was really ambiguous, but you know what I mean? One of those. Yes, love it. Oh, and a little fake airplane.
Yeah, they got it.
So you can play airplane conductor, even though they're called captains, Elaine. I'm with it.
They're called pilots.
But Captain Jones is a pilot.
Yeah.
You know what? We've talked about transportation so much. Isn't that wild?
They all do the same. It didn't even sound wrong to me for a little while.
That's crazy. They do all these people do the same thing. But if you
call things,
you call someone running a boat a conductor, they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Tell me the difference." Is it really not? I'm sorry, you're taking a vehicle from one place to the other. I'm the conductor of my car. I'm the pilot of my car. Okay, I'm the canoe master of my car. I'm the lead kayaker.
The rower.
It doesn't matter. The what?
The rower.
The rower. I'm the rower. Nope, those are all the terms I know. I've run out of them.
I feel like that really striking moment of how little we know about airports and air travel could be a great spot to end the episode on, because we're not going to beat that.
Yes. I think it's lovely. Thank you.
But I like this airport. I think it's a nightmare. But I also kind of want to go. And that's how I feel about every Clatfartburg location.
Yeah, well, that's how air travel is anyway. So I feel like, honestly, like, of all the air travel options, I've been to a lot of stupid airports. This one sounds pretty nice. You know what to avoid. Don't
pour your liquids into the trash can. It's going to make you feel weird.
Yeah. Make sure you put your hands up high enough. Otherwise, the DJ at TSA,
he's not going to be happy.
DJ say, there's something there. He's going to go, hiya, ayo. And then you just have to dance, and it takes forever. But yeah, this was lovely so much.
Well, thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of Clatfartburg. Share it with your friends if you enjoyed. Do that. That's fun for us.
Yeah.
If you want more content, you can go to clatfartburg.com, which is the place where all bonus content lives. We have some fun bonus content cooking up for this month. We've had some weird delays, so like timing release. I don't know what's coming out when, but they're going to come out as soon as they're ready. We got a Hound of the Baskervilles commentary track coming this month, and a Clatfartburg Hunger Games. And there's 2 rounds in the thing, because the first one went by really fast, and we were mad about it. So we fixed it, and it was great, and we had a really good time. So that'll be up there, bringing back an old Wonka Watch classic. Oh, I said the name. It's scary every time it comes out of my mouth. If you want to participate in the podcast a little, you can send us an email at clatfartburg@gmail.com and send us your short little headcanons, or you can also give us episode topic suggestions. We welcome it all, and we appreciate it.
Yes.
We have actually a brief email from our listener Alex with the caption, what is Clatfartburg's queer community and what is their drama? Which is so accurate. And Alex always creates a great word picture.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. This is what they said. So I think the naked woman in the bushes in one of the recent podcasts is Maya. I'll be honest, I don't remember the naked woman in the bushes. I'm sure we made her up.
Yeah, but this is when I was trying to sell you on It's a Wonderful Life. And I was like, hey, there's a naked lady in the bush. And you were like, well, because it's how I connect to my lesbian friends.
Yes. Okay,
so this fits perfectly.
Okay. She protests the mainstream Clatfartburg LGBTQ community because she's passionate about environment and labor justice, and the local Pride Board has gotten a little too corporate for her. Her nemesis is Marvin, who ghost hunts only for handsome male ghosts. If they're women or ugly, he doesn't care. because he started a brand deal with McDonald's and told her to stop detailing instances of their labor violations and deforestation things over a megaphone during Pride 2024. Maya believes that that Mother Earth is the world's first lesbian and that queer liberation can't be achieved without radical ecological solidarity. She meditates naked in bushes, that there are no barriers between her and Mother Earth. And I do think she's real, and I would probably hang out with her, unfortunately.
I think this is very accurate. Also, like, really nailed the Clatfartburg sentiment.
Yeah.
With all the nature as well. I accept and support. I rally.
I'm on Maya's side.
I'm kind of rooting for Marvin. I'm curious about these hot ghosts.
The hot ghost is interesting. The McDonald's brand deal seems anti-Clatfartburg to me. That seems
this makes me wondering. I'm like, is this somebody who's like a Faxville person? You know,
yeah, it seems like an out-of-towner who doesn't get the thing. You know what I mean? Clatfartburg being corporate pride seems even more of a sin than anywhere else, because like you have other options. What about Nancy Pankin's beautiful pride napkin displays?
Yeah.
At least go local if you're going to go corporate. You know?
Exactly.
But yeah, if you have any headcanons like that or interesting thoughts you want to share, just send them to the email clatfartburg@gmail.com, and we'll really appreciate all of it. And with that being said, this is your captain speaking. I guess, yeah, you are right. They do say captain.
Thank you.
But still, they are called pilots. Well, this is your captain speaking, and I hope you've had a safe flight here in Clatfartburg.
Thanks for visiting. I'm your flight attendant. Okay, everybody. So you paid extra in first class for your Guambi seatbelts. So I'm going to show you how to use them. It's really difficult and they have no stretch. So get excited. Bye.
Bye.